What's up, y'all? It's just Rhonda. Welcome to my channel. We're back over here on OWN. It's Ready to Love. It's season 10 and it's episode 4. We're going to talk about it. But before we talk about it, I'm going to need y'all to go ahead and hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. If you enjoy yourself over here, go ahead and hit the notification bell, and that'll let you know when I'm over here. You can check in, see what I'm talking about. We could talk about it together over in the comments. That's always fun too. In the meantime, I'm going to do all the talking, and y'all can listen for a few minutes. So it's the first time for the guys over at the vault with Tommy. And Tommy needs them to understand that, we have a golden rule over here that says what goes on in the vault stays in the vault. I mean, unless you tell somebody something outside the vault, which you probably will, and then, that's where the shit starts to pop off. Because now that, people have started to get eliminated and there's no more mixers and people kind of trying to get a vibe from one another, see what's good. Yeah, it's going to be some competition happening. And then the friends ain't so friendly. And that's on both sides, because we've seen some people cut a fool over in the, used to be the ladies' lounge, gentlemen's lounge. Now it's just the vault. And it's okay because it's girls' day and boys' day. And this time it's boys' day. And their mission is to take these women, get a little bit more intimate, closer, get to know them a little bit better. So you're going to take them to someplace personal, like your home or your work, or just someplace that you deem special. Basically, take them on a date. Francisco is over here feeling like he might better open up a little bit more. I don't know why he thought taking his shirt off was going to be enough to solidify anything. Grief. Anyway, Mr. Take Your Shirt Off. Now you're going to have to bring some type of conversation. These ladies are not dumb, so, So it's Naeem's turn first. Naeem invites Deanna, Fritz, Khalil, Sahara, and True to his gym. He said his gym been around for 7 years. So, I mean, that's a long time to sustain a business. He has some smoothie machines and some yoga mats in there, a couple few weights. I don't know if there's any machines or anything. I didn't see none, so I can only talk about what I saw. Now, I will say this. People like smoothies on a hot summer afternoon. So he over there, and if the smoothies is good, if he don't have no classes or things going on, then, you can sustain a business with a smoothie business, depending on your location. So I'm not mad at the smoothie machine. Yoga mats, however, it seems like his business is probably catered towards women. I mean, I guess the ladies like them for a little while. So Naeem leads a little calisthenics situation like what you used to do over in gym class when you were high school, and do a few butterfly kicks and crunches and things. Then you tell your partner high five and good job. Clearly Fritz and Sahara don't really be at the gym, but I knew Sahara wasn't used to going to the gym when she showed up in her sandals. And Fritz is out here partying and probably consuming larger amounts of alcohol than the rest of them. Champagne toastings and things. So he probably really don't be in a gym like that. Be out here in these streets, that Fritz. Khalil and Dion have a sit down, a little smoothie. See, you sit down, have a little smoothie, a little conversation. Their conversation went smoothly, just like the smoothie. There was a lot of laughing, and he told a story about being in school, and it was a corporate punishment type school. I mean, that used to be a thing. It's not a thing anymore. I get it. I feel like it never should have been a thing. I've never been on the receiving end of any corporal punishment. I feel like my mother told them people, if she gets that much out of line, just send her over here and I'll handle it from there. Well, nobody be administering no paddlings and things, but that's what they used to do. Scary thoughts. Anyway, their connection seemed Both of them are very charming people, and I feel like are used to you get two intelligent people together, it's not hard to have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? I don't know that I've seen any love connection, but we'll see. Deanna got a list, and we don't really know what she's looking for necessarily. I'm trying to think. I really don't feel like she said I did she say maybe in the beginning, but it wasn't anything substantial. I think she looking for somebody where she can fall into her softness. Somebody said that. I think it was her. Anyway, I didn't see her doing that over here. I seen her like just having a conversation with somebody. So finally, after all the activities are over, True decides to show up. Like, I don't know, like she throw it on a baseball cap. It was like, let me stop through here over and see what this gym is talking about. I'm not working out or anything. Her and Naeem have a sit down and they're having what seems like the third argument that how do you always be arguing with somebody who you don't never talk to because they're not texting? Their whole conversation has been about green bubbles and text messages. They're having an argument about not talking and the devices that they're not talking to each other on. Google's .coms and green blue bubbles. And he said he called her and she responded with question marks. I'm not really clear on what way this lady wants to be pursued. And I mean, if he's not calling you and you don't like him anyway, so why can't you just never mind it? Sahara and Prince are still laying on the mats. They have not pulled themselves together yet. And so she brings up to him how, she doesn't like the messages that she's getting from him because he's saying things to her like, hey, friend, and you're. She says she would prefer getting emojis and like heart emojis and things. We don't know what Europe is either, Sahara. But we also know that when somebody says, hey, friend, that's what he means. So if he's not sending you heart emojis, that's not how you're making him feel like. And do you have a real connection with this man? Probably not. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't think you feel him like that. And you don't have enough game for worldwide. I don't think you're playing games. I think you're being yourself and you're being real. And that's okay. That's what you're supposed to be doing over here. He's being himself, Playboy Fritzy. I think Sahara is very clear and direct about what she wants, but I mean, girl, he said, hey, friend, so let that one go, girl. I don't see any point, like they keep saying, like, this is a fast process. It is a fast process, so there's no point in wasting time. Like, don't be trying to get numbers just for the sake of getting numbers, because that doesn't work. I think Sahara is smart enough to know that Mr. Worldwide over here has been exposed to all different types of women. And maybe she should, find herself in a position to experience some things outside of her circle. If she's gonna be trying to be in company with men like Fritz. I don't know why you would want to. I'm sure he's like entertaining, but I think the best place to be with Fritz is just his friend. Khalil and True have a conversation. And he's very friendly. The conversation is very surface level. She's over here. I think she's supposed to be flirting. I don't know what she's doing. He asked her very clear questions. He said, do you want any kids? She said, with her husband, she wants to have kids. He said, how many kids do you want to have? She said, however many he wants me to have. He said, well, how old are you? He didn't even say it like that. He just said, how old are you? And she was on some, I may be somewhere grownish in between a little grown and not really that grown, but grown, grown. He was like, oh, so you're not telling me for real? Like, I don't know if she thought that was cute or what that was. She's 35. That's certainly grown. Is there a biological clock ticking? Yeah, there absolutely is. So when you're talking about however many, like, be for real. That's all he's saying. Like, I feel like at his age, he's probably like has a number of how many kids he would like to have. And I feel like when you keep referring to yourself as an entrepreneur, you probably really ain't doing as much as you're saying you're doing. Entrepreneurs are busy. That's a fact. What were you busy doing, girl? Avoiding a workout? You should have came for that. Not that she's fat or anything. I'm just saying that's how you participate. Get to know people. Let your hair down, laugh a little bit. That's what they were in there doing. Khalil said that's the red flag. It is. He's, I'm not gonna call her a name. Her and them pearls though. Okay, so on the other side, Cameron invites Rocky, Hussein, and Tay over to his house. Now they sit down to some shots of some white liquor provided by Rocky and then went straight into a game of personal questions. Question number one. What is your favorite body part to be kissed? Well, I like these questions. These are fun questions. These are fun, tipsy questions. You can get a little flirty or what have you and see what, people are feeling like. At least that's where it started out. Hasim was like, I like to be kissed on my neck, maybe around my midsection a little bit, get a little tingle going on, and we see what happens after that. Rocky shut it down. Oh my God, y'all are going from 0 to 100. Yeah, but not really. It's just a game. It's supposed to be cutesy stuff. Number two, who came up with these questions? I'm not mad at them. Yeah, anyway, they're better than Dr. Simone's questions. These questions got people to open up and, have a little good time. What has been a life-defining moment for you? Well, Tay said her graduating, and accomplishing her dreams has been what a life-defining moment. It does. I think when you step into your career, especially one that you like, it starts to change. She in her 30s living her life. I feel like probably at a good time to find herself in a relationship. Probably the one thing that she doesn't have yet is children. Unless she's planning to have 6, 7, 8, 9, I guess, her timing is good. Then Rocky comes, Rocky's sharing. And she says she's about to bring the vibe down a little bit because her life defining moment was not a happy one. It's when she lost her job and she decided she was gonna have to get out in these streets and sell some drugs in order to survive. We don't know to what extent she was talking, and so we don't even have any questions. We're like, okay. And what happened during that time is she learned that that's really not the life that she wanted. I don't know what happened, to make her change her mind. But Rocky, we're glad you changed your mind though. That's not the life you want. Me personally, I'm like, well, I don't know. I guess we've changed the course of the party, but here we go. Cameron said he used to be a depressed person, all the way to the point of not wanting to be here anymore. And he said maybe thinking about his niece kept him going. Then he said he just changed his mindset. I feel like I'm not even mad that he didn't share too much because this is a group of people he doesn't even know. So he opened up just enough where you could see a little bit about Cameron. However, you did more than just change your mindset. You would have to, especially if you were suffering, in a deep depression that deep. He did when in reference to being a fireman said the best thing you can do in the world is help somebody, especially when they're in need. So I would assume that maybe him becoming a fireman changed, how he was feeling about himself and, changed his mindset. I could see where that would be a thing. And maybe they did go more into the conversation, but they just gave us the quick Cliff Note version of it. Cameron and Rose have a date. And these two are definitely attracted to each other. I feel like they both need a list of pros and cons, so they could really weigh things out because right now it feels like they're clouded by attraction, and that's okay. Like if you wanna, see what's up, that's one thing. But if y'all are talking about, making things more permanent, she has children, her life's goal is to have a husband. He don't know. He's down for whatever, I think, to be honest. He doesn't have a thing. Man, he's trying to figure that out. And these people are having side conversations. Like she's cheesing so super hard. And I was like, dang, everybody says this man doesn't open up, including him. So what is he saying to her that's making her look so like she can't even stop? So after they get past the flirty portion, of their interaction with each other, Cameron asked her, what quality does she need in a partner? And she responded, stability, communication, and trust. Rose says she was cheated on by everybody that she's ever been with. And I'm like, well, did that create trust issues? Because I feel like for me, it would. And according to her, she just put it like, I'm not the type of person that brings things from the past into the next relationship. I have hope and faith. Maybe she does. I feel like if I was cheated on by every single person that I've been with, I would have some trust issues. I don't know if you're paying attention, Cameron. I'm just throwing that out there. She's saying hope and faith. I feel like she's got another side. Rose says sometimes you have to dig through the garbage to find a diamond. And I'm like, don't dig through the garbage to find a diamond. That's not, they said diamonds in the rough, not diamonds in the garbage. Get out of the garbage, Rose. She says spirituality has been a constant back and forth between her and Cameron. Constant. That's the word that bothers me. She's grateful that he would allow her to pray over the food. For her, that meant he was, had her back a little bit. And I'm like, because he let you say grace. I don't know. Like, it doesn't take much to be thankful for your food. I'm sure he actually is thankful for that. But when you say a constant back and forth about spirituality, I don't know, how constant you're talking about. How long of time is that the conversation every time you guys communicate with each other? Cameron said he's not trying to change her viewpoint or who she is as a person. Um, I can appreciate that, but I would be curious what the compromise is because this Miss Rose over here has, saying how this is so very important to her. It was a very high on her list, and he's not. How much compromise, how much are you willing to accept as far as him, being in that space? And I feel like if they can come to terms with what's that comfort zone with the spirituality, then maybe they have a shot because they dang sure like each other. Fritz has a pool party and he invites Eddie, Francisco, Naeem, Shireen, Coley, Kiera, and Angie. It was a lot of people over at that house. No wonder why he went and got an Airbnb. I can't have all y'all like over at my crib, squished up in there. I'm gonna have to get a bigger situation. I was on your ass, Fritz, but now when I see this long list of people that's supposed to be coming over here, I'm gonna let you slide on this one. Everybody seems to be having a good time. Why? Because they're not crunched up in his crib. They over here on the patio. You got Eddie and Angie up there cooking. You got who else? Group of people in the kitchen. It's about 5 people in the kitchen. Everybody has a little space to, get to know each other. Fritz has a sit down with Coley. And Coley let him know that she did a hashtag investigation over on his Instagram and she found out that he had been hashtagging poly relationships. But she's not interested in any of that. She's looking for monogamy. I didn't hear him ask her for anything, but hey, she said it out there. And I looked at this man's Instagram and I didn't went as far back as 2018 and I didn't see nothing hashtag poly. So I seriously doubt that he removed it. I don't know what type of investigation she was doing, but that's concerning. Fritz over here talking about, I was just interested. I wasn't trying to do it. I couldn't even be able to handle all that. I think you could. I think you got more interest than you're letting on, Fritz, but it don't matter because it's none of her business. Don't say get your mind out the gutter. Her mind wasn't in the gutter. Her mind was in the hashtags. And I'm like, what kind of detective investigation was she doing over there? It don't take long, I feel like, after a conversation with Fritz to figure out that he's a wild one. And if that's not what you're over here entertaining, There's a group of people gathered in the kitchen, and Shireen is the queen of question asking. So she asked Kiara, "Girl, what do we know about you? We know you're beautiful and you got two kids. What's your story?" Because Kiara been over here having dates with John Jay, and he's not at the party. So now she gotta, talk to these other people that she hasn't been talking to. She says she's happy with her life at this point. She was in a relationship with her high school sweetheart. He's the father of her children. He was a pro boxer, and she thought they were going to get married, but then he cheated. And she took him back because she couldn't let go. Like something just kept drawing her back to this man. So God put his ass in jail to help her, you know, let go a little bit. And he's been in there for 6 years. He'll be coming home soon. They respect each other, but right now they're just in it for the children. And I'm like, so he's been in jail for 6 years. Y'all were together when he went in jail because you said you couldn't let go. I don't know what him being in it for the children looks like. I don't think you do either. I don't know where he was when he went in there, but where is he coming to home to when he gets out? And how is this going to affect your dating life? And for this, Kierna, I mean, there's a lot of red flags over here. You was my girl, but this is a story I feel like, I appreciate you coming over here ready to love, but we cannot move forward until we know how you're going to handle the baby daddy being out of jail. And what's that's going to look like when you bring another man in your life. Man is a professional boxer. That's kind of scary. And we don't know what he went to jail for. Naeem's goofy ass over here talking about how he has a warm spot in his heart for single mothers. I don't even know how you can say that. Other single mothers are the three single mothers that are mothers to your children. We know at least one of them is a problem, according to you. You talking about because you're adopted. What does that even have to do with anything? She didn't say nothing about nobody being adopted. She said incarcerated. That's different, Naeem. Angie and Eddie are sitting on one of the porches on the side of this house. They done had a full day of cooking together and they're tired. They've been in the pool. It's been a good day. They enjoyed each other's company. She had a whole day over there with Eddie. He had 2 days. I don't know what Coley was doing. Probably getting a little Eddie time too. He's spreading himself around a little bit. Eddie sitting over there talking all smooth, all laid back in the chair, and Angie swooning. She got to lean over him. Don't do that, Angie. See, Angie be acting thirsty. So it's hard to tell, if he's actually giving her what she thinks she getting. She calling him her boo. I'm like, nah, girl. I said take it easy, don't give him too much, but she already did. I feel like Eddie is used to not having to try hard. You can make it easy for him if you want to. I don't think it's gonna work out for you in the end, but here we are. Um, Coley and John Jay have a date at Putt Putt, and they're having a good time. They're having some good chemistry over there. John Jay says she's typically not his type. He thought she was a rich, spoiled, bougie daddy's girl. Getting to know her has changed his mind. I don't know where he got that from. Did she say that? I don't know. I've seen her be dingy. I don't know why he thinks she's bougie, except for maybe the way she talks. But at the end of the day, he's gotten past that. He likes her. She's feeling him. He talks about being a single dad, and the response to him telling the women that is because he's actually taking care of his children. He has custody of them. He's not running around here. They have one mother, as far as we know. He's not running around here talking about he got all these different baby mamas and all these children. So you can have respect for a man that's taking care of his kids. Um, she said that used to not be something that she would consider necessarily, but she's saying now, like how good qualities in these men with children, and I'm like, yeah. In this respect, yes. When you're talking about this man over here, Naeem, is different. At the end, they have a very comfortable conversation with each other, and they decided that, that they want to do it again. And I know this was my couple in the beginning. I don't want to count Kiera out, but that baby daddy situation, that's too much baggage for him over here. He is, I would say the same thing for him as I would say for a woman. Like, he's got his kids over there. I don't really feel like he has time to be bringing no bullshit over there to his house. So you figure out that situation, girl, like I said, and come back at a different season. So the fellas return to the vault. We're gonna have to get to these tops and bottoms. Naeem said Kira is at his top. The connection apparently between the two of them has been growing ever since the first conversation. I don't know if she knows that. She was over here talking about John Jay is her man, her man, her man. And I feel like that's what she meant. She ain't said nothing about you, Naeem. You bad as Angie over here growing things in your mind. All we've seen you do is argue with this lady about her Google.com number. Khalil said he was feeling Deanna actually. I don't know if she's at his top, but he's definitely got her on his list. No surprise there. I feel like Deanna and Tay finding themselves on a lot of lists. John Jay said he made a connection with Coley, but Kira is still on the top of his list. I mean, you can't help who you love, ain't that's what they say? I'm not saying he loves this girl. I'm just saying Hussein said he liked Tay. He said she's at the top of his list, child. He likes the wholesome, deep conversations they had. Francisco said Tay is at his top too. He likes how he could let his guard down with her and just talk about his rough upbringing. Tay is a nurse. I feel like she knows how to oh, really? Oh my God, give me a hug. I feel like she knows how to, she got good bedside manner. She knows how to make you feel good. That's a good quality to have in a nurse. But I think, maybe that's what some of y'all are getting. I don't know if she's feeling all of y'all the same way, that y'all are all feeling her. Chris said he likes Shani. She came over there dolled up. She's caring. She's maternal. She's ready to have a man in her life. This is a self-proclaimed mama's boy over here looking for a maternal woman. I don't know why. It just might work. I'm just saying. She's got the decorum he's looking for, a child, and she's all mothering and things, and it just might work. They was over there getting up close and personal over to the pool party, so I mean, I'm not mad at it. He got to calm down. She don't look like she play. Eddie talking about Angie is a warrior and he can have fun with and play fight with. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I don't like that. I don't like it at all. We're not playing fight, Eddie. And that's this sounds like the stuff that you do with your friends, not your boo. Man, that girl said she was an F-boy and she clocked it. And I tried to give you a chance, but I'm not gonna be out here flying around looking a fool. Who's on the bottom? Chris said it's easy for me. I'm gonna go ahead and put Kiera on the bottom because I'm not about to dealing with no baby's daddy just fresh out the pen. I don't know, no judgment of her or anything, but I'm not doing that. And I can't say I blame him. It just seems like a silly way to waste your time. End up with your feelings hurt. This man come and, take his girl back. Naeem said True was at the bottom because he don't appreciate still being on Green Bubbles when he's known her long enough and he knows she has an iPhone. Tommy's over there like, what? She left your bubbles on green. That's not cool. Everybody like, nah, that's not cool. I'll be taking the bubbles very seriously. Khalil said he had a decent conversation with her, but then she wouldn't say how old she was. And he didn't like that. It's like, we getting to know each other. I'm gonna have to know sooner or later. It seems like a silly, thing to be going back and forth over when she's only 35, for God's sake. Unless she is a lie. Cameron says he's not connecting with Deanna, but we seen that. She called him a short fireman and sent him on his way. So fair enough, Cameron. John Jay thinks Shawnee is a little too mature for him. He said he real silly and he don't think she gonna, be down for that. Yeah, probably not, but Fritz can handle it because he knows how to carry himself with an older woman like that. Most of the guys agree that Sahara is more like a homie and that they would prefer somebody a little softer and with a little more decorum, as Fritz would say. And I think that's a fair assessment of Sahara. We over at the elimination. Cameron has to take Sahara on a date. Khalil has to take True on a date and let these ladies know who about to get the boot. And Cameron tells Sahara that everybody likes her, but she's giving homie vibes. And she's like, she just is confused. And he told her that she could be a little high energy. And I feel like she's heard that before. I feel like she can be a very high energy. And she's another one. I feel like they said her occupation was a home care, uh, home care specialist or something. When you're coming to take care of sick people, they probably love that energy. And so she's probably not understanding, everybody loves this. What are you talking about? Khalil is over here telling True that the men are unsure about her honesty. She be over here giving fake phone numbers, and she's like, Naeem. And he was like, yeah, but then not just Naeem. Like, you wouldn't say how old you were. And we just didn't know where it was going with you. And I feel like even Sahara, who was resistant, she was confused. This True is over here being just downright combative. Let me just say, sometimes the word applies. The men decided to keep Sahara and send True on her way. Sahara over here talking about their perception is bullshit. I'm like, Sahara, you cannot say their perception is bullshit. I'm hoping like she'll go home and light a couple few of her candles when she's let her defense down, and maybe she could reflect a little bit on what the man was saying. Cameron said he can handle Sahara. He likes her feisty and he got her under control in a good way. How you doing that? What you doing over there with Sahara got her under control, and I thought Rose was like the perfect woman for you. We'll see what you got over control over there. I don't know that Sahara can be controlled. So maybe you should figure out another way to describe whatever it is y'all got going on over there. True is over here blaming Naive for her getting eliminated instead of taking accountability for her stank ass personality and her dismissive behavior. Next week, Carly is over here trying to put her mouth on Eddie, and he swerved her, and that's very embarrassing. I don't know why she put herself out there like that. Francisco feels like he's losing his connection with Tay. He thinks it's fading. Who is it fading to? Because the last time I seen her really going in with the smile, she was with Khalil. And I want to see another Khalil and Tay date so I can know, what's happening for real, for real. And it seems like the men are over here jumping on Fritz for, coming for Sahara. So we're not going to do that, Fritz. We're not coming for people. Hashtag Sahara. In the meantime, y'all, like the video, subscribe to my channel. You can catch me on Fridays right after the show at another round with my girl Jay and my girl El Cid. And yeah, so I'll see you when I see you.